Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Smackdown and 205 Live results for the week of September 24th, 2019. Birthdays for the 24th. Stephanie McMahon, turn 43. Shane Thorne of TM61, turn 34. Also known as Shane Their Rise. Sonya Deville, turn 26. September 24th, birthdays. Okay, I guess I got to do it twice. Nothing on 25th, but on 26th birthdays, Asuka, she was born 1981, and Murphy, he was born 1988. Advertised dark main event for Smackdown. Supposedly Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE title. I did not get any results from that, so there won't be any dark match results. In fact, I didn't find any results at all from Dark Match. 205 Live is reportedly also moving to Friday nights after Smackdown, according to PW Insider. Of course, I predicted that long about when they advertised it going to Fridays. Word going around from the Chase Center in San Francisco is that 205 Live will be moving Friday nights at 10 p.m. on the network. The change is set to begin as of next week, October 4th. This is the same night that SmackDown premieres on Fox, live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles next week. Current plan is to tape 205 Live after SmackDown goes off the air on Friday nights, just like they were before. Chris Benoit's 26-year-old son, David Benoit, recently appeared on the Pro and Bro Wrestling podcast and stated that he was no longer allowed backstage at WWE events. Courtesy of a Pro Wrestling Sheet, it was speculated that Benoit's ban may have been handed down after he was photographed wearing an AEW jacket while backstage at a WWE Live event back in March. In an update, it looks like the younger Benoit may have been wrong about the WWE ban, as he was backstage at WWE Live event in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada this past weekend. I believe I do have a picture, and I'll show you that there for you. The channel tweeted the photo seen with David, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro, who photobombed the picture. And she wrote, Edmonton Vibes, hashtag WB Live, hashtag David Benoit, at TJ Wilson, at WWE Cesaro. Cesaro with a photobomb, unquote. WWE has officially changed the name of NXT Superstar, Lacey Lane. Lane is probably best known for being a participant in the 2018 Mae Young Classic. She has also wrestled a few matches on the NXT TV. Lacey Lane will now be known as Caden Carter. And here's what she posted on her Instagram link. Back to Benoit's story. As the interview I told you about was published earlier this month, almost 2 full weeks before he attempted this weekend's live event. David, who was close to AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, also revealed that he attended AEW Double or Nothing and All Out earlier this year. He also talked about wanting to join AEW. Did I not mention that a couple months ago? He probably will wrestle. I'm not just messing around in the ring right now with a couple of guys from AEW, David said. He continued, I want to go to AEW 100%. I love AEW. I love what they do for the boys. Take care of them, unquote. Former MLB superstar, Major League Baseball, Jose Canseco, makes his pro wrestling debut at the World Class Revolution OklaMania 4 event. Following press release was issued announcing that the former Major League Baseball player Jose Canseco will be making his pro wrestling debut at World Class Revolution's November 1st, OklaMania from Oklahoma City. World Class Revolution Incorporated, founded and owned by CEO Jerry Bostic, is a multimedia entertainment based out of Ardmore, Oklahoma. World Class started in August of 2014 as Imperial Wrestling Revolution, called IWR, changing the name to WCR In May of 2018, World Class does over 50 live events per year. And the WCR Wrestling TV show is available in certain regional markets and online via World Class Nexus. Our video on demand service at worldclassprowrestling.com. Ahead of their TNT debut, AEW Superstar and Vice President Cody Rhodes tweeted out photos of the first AEW trucks with the caption, "Trucks rolling 8 days away." First televised event takes place from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. And you can see a picture right there for you. I'll show you that. According to the ad, Age, The Rock is rumored to be appearing on Smackdown next week in its live Smackdown debut from TNT. And here's what the report says. While many other opening night appearances are being kept under wraps, keep an eye peeled for the trash-talking Goliath, who is now the WWE's most storied album alumni, as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson may very well look to pop up on the 20th anniversary of SmackDown and promote his upcoming Disney flick, Jungle Cruise. The Dudley Boys have announced by social media that their Team 3D Academy has changed to a new address, but will still be located in Central Florida. Check out the details below at Devon Dudley, at Testify Devon, September 23rd. News on the tweet. Out with the old, in with the new. Like to announce our new location for Team 3D Academy. 2720 Forsyth Road, Unit 318. Does that give you any clue? 318, my finisher. Winter Park, Florida, 32792. Telephone number 407-790-7800. You can possibly get tryouts if you want to go to Team 3D Wrestling Academy. If you're serious and want to make your dreams come true in this business, just give us a call. Again, at the number. Being the Elite, episode 171. I could not get it on the Raw video, so it's going to be at this link. Footage show includes Nick Jackson showing off designs for Bad Young Bucks t-shirts to brother Matt Jackson. SCU opening a box set from AEW. Private Party talking smack about the Young Bucks, along with the reaction of the Young Bucks. And Being the Elite mailbag with Kenny Omega asking for an apology. And then talking once he thinks the cameras have stopped rolling. Let's just say Omega is having some fun with the reaction to his recent comments that most of the NXT wrestlers would be dark match wrestlers for his main events. There's been a lot of rumors about Fox representatives wanting certain WWE superstars on SmackDown for the big move to their network next month. From Ronda Rousey to Brock Lesnar. We already know Brock Lesnar's headed there. Now word going is that network officials are wanting the Fiend Bray Wyatt on the Blue brand. It was reported today by WrestleVotes that Fox wants Wyatt as his alter ego on SmackDown. However, this likely won't be happening, as Raw Executive Director Paul Heyman is said to be a gigantic fan of Wyatt. Wyatt is expected to stay on Raw, but that wasn't confirmed. It will be interesting to see which top superstars are sent to SmackDown in the WWE draft next month. It's also 2 weeks away. Not the draft for the 20th anniversary, but the following week. And if Raw women will remain the A show with a better roster. National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, has announced by social media 28-year-old female star Thunder Rosa, who also wrestled under the moniker Cobra Moon from your Women of Wrestling promotion, will be appearing and she also performed as Server Team at the promotion's taping for GPB Studios in Atlanta, Georgia on September 30th, October 1st. Just a few days away. Rosa also recently signed with MMA promotion Combat Americas, where she'll be making her fight debut in November. National Wrestling Alliance added Marty Bell and Ashley Fox to the list of female wrestlers who will take part in next week's studio wrestling tapings. MLW, Major League Wrestling, issued the following press release announcing that the promotion would be returning to Philadelphia for February 1st event entitled Fightland. Tonight, Smackdown saw Kevin Owens challenge Shane McMahon to a ladder match to end their feud. This wasn't clear in the promo, but WWE has noted that the challenge was for next Friday's Smackdown on Fox Premiere from Los Angeles, which will also be the Smackdown 20th anniversary special. Owens noted that Shane's lawyers will draw up the documents and place them in a briefcase to be hung above the ring during the match. If Owens loses, he will stay fired and drop his $25 million wrongful termination lawsuit against Shane. If Owens wins, Shane will be forced to leave WWE. WWE has not confirmed the match as of this video, but stay tuned for the results. Hall of Famer DDP took to Twitter to share Enzo Amore's appearance on Busted Open Radio, where Amore spoke about his friendship with Big Cass and his former tag partners' battle with the depression. Page asked fans if they wish to help Cass in his struggles, which included an uncomfortable incident at a recent WrestlePro event. They can send him a letter showing their support, and it can be found in this link. Dark match before tonight's SmackDown at the Chase Center in San Francisco. San Francisco, the gay city of the world, saw Apollo Crews defeat Buddy Murphy. SmackDown, the final episode on UA Network, opened up with a look back at last week's show with Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns. Live from Chase Center in San Francisco, California, and Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show, chimed in with Corey Graves, the tattoo champion of the world, and Byron Saxon. We go to the ring. Out comes first Eric Rowan. Rowan takes the mic as fans pop. Fans boo pop. He says what happened last week was a work of art. Rowan says some people paint or jaw, but he annihilates. The boos pick up. Rowan goes on about commanding respect, but fans respond with a "you suck" chant. Rowan talks about might being right, and how Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan know he's right, as does the SmackDown locker room, which is why they're afraid. Rowan goes on until Bryan's music interrupts, and out he comes to the stage with a microphone. Bryan walks down the ramp and says, if Rowan wants respect, fight him right now for it. Bryan drops the mic as they both get ready for the match, as the referee gets in between them to start things off. So we get a match momentarily. The bell rings and Daniel Bryan charges. Eric Rowan locks up in the corner and launches Bryan across the ring. Bryan charges, but Rowan nails a big clothesline. Rowan drops an elbow and splashes Bryan. Rowan tosses Bryan out of the ring. Rowan runs around the ring and nails a crossbody on the floor. Rowan hands over Bryan and yells out as fans boo him. Rowan sends Bryan face first into the ring post. Rowan breaks a 10 count and goes back to work on Bryan. Bringing him in the ring, fans chant for Bryan as Rowan stomps on him. Rowan with knees to the back as he keeps Bryan grounded. Rowan keeps control, but Bryan starts fighting back. Rowan drops him with a spinning kick for a close 2 count. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Rowan works Bryan over on the outside. Rowan lifts Bryan and powerbombs him into the ring post. Rowan returns to the ring and talks trash as the referees check on Bryan. At ringside, referees return to the ring to count. Bryan makes it back into the ring before the 10 count. Rowan attacks and unloads with stomps in the corner. Rowan with a running splash in the corner. Rowan charges again, but Bryan also charges and kicks his leg out for a pop. Rowan gets up first. Bryan blocks the knee out. Bryan with another shot to the knee to bring Rowan down. Bryan wraps Rowan's leg around the ring post and slams it a few times. Bryan drops the leg into the post from the apron and slams it again. Bryan returns to the ring and uppercuts to Rowan. Bryan with a running drop kick in the corner. And then another. Bryan charges again, but Rowan catches him in mid-move and drops him into a big slab for a 2 count. Rowan can't believe he kicked. He's still kicking out. Rowan did it with a bear hug on Bryan, clubbing him while holding him. Bryan fights out, but Rowan works him over and delivers a powerbomb in the middle of the ring. Bryan kicks out at 2. The screen splits as we go to commercial. Back to the break. Rowan continues to dominate. Rowan goes for another powerbomb in the middle of the ring, but Bryan slides out. It goes for a pin, but it's blocked. Bryan sends Rowan over the top rope to the floor. Bryan runs the ropes for a suicide dive, but it's blocked. Rowan grabs Bryan, but Bryan shoves him face first at the ring post for a pop. They return to the ring as Bryan goes to the top for a missile drop kick. Bryan kicks up as the fans cheer him on. Fan chant, yes, as we get the Borgasm yes chant back for him. As Bryan delivers his signature kicks, while Rowan is on his knees, Bryan with a roundhouse kick to the face for a close 2 count. Bryan goes back to the top, but Rowan catches him on the way down and goes for a choke slam. Bryan counters and brings Rowan to the mat with a body lock. Bryan turns that into a label lock in the middle of the ring. Bryan breaks a hole when Luke Harper appears on the apron. Bryan sends Harper off the apron into the edge of the announce table. Bryan continues, but Harper isn't phased. Harper stands on the announce table and watches as Rowan brings Bryan back into the ring by his head for the claw slam. Rowan hangs Bryan from the top rope with his leg trapped in the top rope. He finally breaks it and delivers a second iron claw slam in the middle of the ring. Rowan covers for the pin to win. After the match, Harper hits the ring. As Rowan's music plays, Harper manhandles Bryan some more and goes out of the ring to help Rowan clear the announce table. Music interrupts. Out comes Roman Reigns to a pop. Roman leaps off the steel steps to nail the Superman punch to Harper. Reigns rocks Rowan and delivers a drive-by to Rowan. Harper and Rowan double team Reigns and bring him over the announce table, and some fans boo them. Bryan tries to make save. Harper brings Bryan into the ring. Bryan ducks a big shot and drops Harper with a flying knee. Rowan returns to the ring and goes to the third for a third iron claw on Bryan. Who does he think he is? Brock Lesnar with the Superplex City? Suplex City on Bryan, but Reigns makes a save and drops Rowan with a big spear. Reigns checks on Bryan, but Bryan doesn't want the help. Bryan gets to his feet, limping. Bryan takes the mic and says all he wants is one word answer. Do the fans want to see he and Reigns kick these disrespectful butts? Fans pop and start their yes chants up from the crowd. So, has he turned face? We'll see. Rowan and Harper watch from the ramp as Bryan and Reigns stand in the ring together. Bryan's music hits and hypes the crowd up. Still to come, Charlotte Flair and WWE 24/7 champion Carmella versus Bayley and Sasha. Also, a look at Brock Lesnar ahead of the WWE title match on October 4th. Back to commercial. Back to the break, and the announcers show us some of the NFL San Francisco 49ers at ringside. Tom leads us to a quick video package to hype Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston on October 4th, SmackDown Fox premiere, the 20th anniversary. We cut to Michael Cole backstage with Kofi for a pre-recorded sit-down interview. Cole asks about Lesnar's challenge and why he accepted. Kofi talks about how he's promised to be a fighting champion, and this is another chapter of that. Kofi doesn't know what Lesnar will do in the ring, like always, but he feels like he is at the top of his own game. He goes on and says he's defeated some of the best in WWE, and he feels good about the match with Lesnar. Kofi admits he always feels the pressure, and he knows that the SmackDown Fox premiere is a big deal. Kofi says he's not ready to give up the title yet, and he will walk out of the Fox premiere as the WWE champion. Baby! As he does his hip thing, we'll have you to end the segment. Chad Gable versus Mike Kanellis. We go to the ring. Out comes Chad Gable as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. Back to commercial. Back to the ring, Gable takes the mic in the ring after we see his recent interactions with King Corbin. Gable mentions Corbin's recent jokes on his height and says his run in the King of the Ring tournament was no joke. And what happened on Raw last night was no joke. Gable says he almost made Corbin tap, but Corbin got himself disqualified. He goes on until the music interrupts. Out comes Mike Kanellis. Mike cracks a short joke and says he came out here tonight to prove to his pregnant wife, Maria Kanellis, that size does matter. Mike faces off with Gable in the ring as the referee calls for a bell. Well, what they say is an impromptu match. Match doesn't last very long. Gable immediately grabs Mike and delivers an overhead belly suplex. Gable then delivers another big suplex and then locks an ankle lock for the squash for win. After the match, Gable talks some trash as his music plays. Mike clutches his ankle on the apron. We go to a replay as Gable does, as I read his lips, I'm sorry. Elias interrupts on the big screen. Elias calls Gable Shorty and says he's been following Gable's story, which inspired him to write a new song. Elias starts singing and playing the brief song. He takes more shots at Gable's height. Gable looks on, and that's it for that segment. So what's up with this storyline injury that, again, Shane McMahon took his place in another match, in another tournament thing. Tom shows us how Carmella won the 24/7 title from R-Truth on last night's Raw. We cut to Charlotte and Truth backstage. Flair is also looking for her tag team partner, but Truth acts like he doesn't know who she is. Carmella comes out of the locker room. Flair congratulates her on the title win, but hopes she is focused on tonight's match. Carmella says she and Bayley have been friends for years, and this isn't the Bayley she knows. Flair disagrees. Truth tries to do a woo as Flair and Carmella leave together. He said, was that good? Didn't it? And then he follows him. Still to come, Flair and Carmella versus Banks and Bayley. Back to commercial. Back from the break, announces plug Monday's Raw season premiere and next Friday's Smackdown Fox premiere. Carmella and Charlotte versus Sasha and Bayley was up next. We go to the ring. Out first comes Charlotte. 24/7 champion Carmella was out next with Truth. Sasha was out first for her team, and Bayley was out next for as they head to the ring together. Bell rings and Carmella starts off with Banks. Tom says that 24/7 title rules are suspended during the match. Banks rocks Carmella to start. Carmella turns around and moonwalks to taunt Banks. Carmella keeps control and delivers a clothesline for a 2 count. Banks drops Carmella with a big right hand, then tosses her out to the floor. Bayley tags in and goes to the floor. Truth approaches but backs off. Bayley unloads on Carmella and sends her into the edge of the announce table. Bayley brings her back into the ring for a 2 count. Bayley talks some trash to Carmella and works her over. Bayley was shot in the corner before tagging Banks in. Banks keeps control and grabs Carmella in the middle of the ring. Truth tries to rally fans for Carmella. She fights back, but gets shut down. Bayley tags back in for some double teaming. Carmella nails her and tries to make a tag, but can't get it. Carmella counters Bayley and finally tags Flair in. Flair unloads on Bayley and boots Banks off the apron. Flair unloads with chops to Bayley and nails a belly-to-belly suplex. Flair launches Bayley across the ring and tips up for a pop. Flair misses in the corner but catches Bayley with more offense, including a boot to the face. Flair goes for the figure 4, but Banks runs in to break it up with a Meteora. Banks comes back in, but Flair counters and drops her. Flair goes for the figure 4, but Carmella tags herself in after Flair has trouble. Carmella nails a crossbody from the top and a super kick. Carmella and Banks tangle, but Carmella delivers another big kick for a 2 count as Bayley breaks it up. Carmella fights Bayley off and super kicks her back to the floor. Carmella goes back to Banks and works her over for a pin attempt. Banks immediately goes for the bank statement to get the submission win. Wasn't locked in very long either. After the match, Banks' music hits and she and Bayley stand tall. A group of female superstars rush the ring, but Truth helps Carmella escape with the 24/7 title. Banks and Bailey corner Flair, but she strikes first. They double team her until the music interrupts, and out comes Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Becky avoids a double team attack and unloads on Banks and Bailey. Going back and forth on each, she applies a disarmer on Banks, but Bailey pulls her partner to safety. Lynch stands tall in the ring and taunts Banks as Bailey and Bailey as her music starts back up. We see Shane McMahon backstage talking with his 3 lawyers. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and the announcers plug WBNXT on USA Network for Wednesday night. Ali versus Shinsuke Nakamura was up next. We go back to the ring. Out comes Ali. Sammy was out next to the stage, running his mouth. Taking the mic, says he demands fans show some respect for the Intercontinental Champion. Music hits. Out comes Shinsuke for the non-title match. Bell rings and Nakamura strikes first, taking Ali to the corner. Nakamura charges, but Ali dodges. Ali with a big kick to send Nakamura out of the ring. Ali runs the ropes and nails a big dive, sending Nakamura into the announce table. Ali brings him back into the ring and flies with a crossbody for a pin attempt. Nakamura ends up turning it around and launching Ali face first into the ring post. Ali lands hard on the floor. Sammy comes over to get in Ali's face, taunting him as we go back to commercial. Back to the ring, Ali looks to make a comeback. Nakamura drops Ali with a big kick. Nakamura with another kick and a sliding snap jumper suplex. Nakamura then hits the corner and waits for the Kinshasa. Ali stops him with a super kick. Ali crawls and covers for a close 2 count. Ali goes to the top, but Nakamura cuts him off and delivers a high knee to the gut. Ali then counters a reverse exploder suplex, rolls him up for a close 2 count. More back and forth now. Ali comes off the second turnbuckle and catches Nakamura with a big DDT. Fans pop as Ali goes up top. Sammy pulls Nakamura to safety before Ali can fly. Fans boo Sammy. Ali runs the ropes and flies out, taking Nakamura down on the outside. And Sammy watching. Ali chases Sammy into the ring, but Nakamura is waiting with a Kinshasa. Nakamura covers for the pin to win. After the match, music hits and Nakamura stands tall with Sammy. We go to replays. The announcers lead us to a video package of Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens, showing what led to Owens' $25 million wrongful termination lawsuit. We see Shane talking to his attorneys backstage again. Back to commercial. Back for the break with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper is confirmed for Hell in a Cell. New Day versus the B Team. We go to the ring. Out comes Big E and Xavier of the New Day. The B Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, were out next. Axel starts off with Woods and kicks him in the gut. Woods comes right back with a drop kick. Woods keeps the show, but Dallas distracts him, allowing Axel to level him. Axel and Dallas unload on Woods now, taking turns and making tags. Axel comes back in and keeps Woods grounded. Woods looks to make a comeback, but the B Team keeps control. B Team runs a victory lap at ringside, but Big E knocks Axel down. Dallas and Woods trade shots back in the ring. Big E tags in and hit the midnight hour for a fairly easy win. Actual match music hits as Woods and Big E celebrate and go to ringside and celebrate with the 49ers. Leading the crowd and what have you. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville were backstage. Rose is passing out Maxim Australia magazines with her on the cover. Deville asks if she's serious because they have a match coming up. Otis of Heavy Machinery interrupts and wants a selfie with Rose. Asuka and Kairi Sane, a couple of announcers are calling her Karai Sane. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. As we go to ring, out comes the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi, who are not with Paige anymore. Back to commercial. Back for the break, and Sane and Asuka wait in the ring. Fire and Desire were out next. That's Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Rose is carrying her issue of Maxim Australia magazine. Asuka starts off with Deville as they go at it. Deville backs off on the ropes as Asuka nails her. Deville comes back and slams Asuka to the mat. Deville with a kick. Asuka catches a kick and delivers strikes of her own. Deville with a shoulder, but Asuka drops Deville with a shoulder of her own. Sane tags in for double teaming to DeVille. Sane covers for a 2 count. Sane goes at it with DeVille. DeVille drops her with a big right hand. DeVille tosses Sane out of the ring and tags in Rose. Rose raises her magazine cover in the air and rubs it in Sane's face, saying she will never look like this. Sane fights back and kicks the magazine out of her hands. Sane unloads on Rose with strikes at ringside. Sane brings it back into the ring, taking Rose down with a head scissor. Sane with a sliding punch into the corner. DeVille runs in for some interference. Referee is distracted with Asuka, allowing DeVille to drop Sane. Rose with shots to Sane for a 2 count. Rose unloads on Sane in the corner. Sane fights out of the corner and rocks both opponents. Rose stops Sane from tagging. Sane kicks Rose off and makes a tag. Asuka comes in and unloads on Rose. Asuka with a corner hip attack and a running bulldog out of the corner. Asuka with a running kick to the face, but DeVille breaks it up with 2. Sane runs in and takes DeVille down. Rose rolls Asuka up for a 2 count. Sane tags in as Asuka drops Rose with a code breaker. Sane goes up top and follows up with an insane elbow. Sane covers Rose, and that'll do it. 1, 2, and 3. Kabuki Warriors win. After the match, Asuka and Sane stand tall as the music plays as DeVille checks on Rose. We see Shane McMahon and his lawyers backstage again as they're heading to the ring together. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Charlotte Flair and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley is announced for SmackDown Fox premiere on October 4th. Yeah. You get the 4 horse women. We go to the ring. Shane McMahon is introduced. He has his 3 lawyers with him. Shane brings out Kevin Owens. Shane brings up the $25 million wrongful termination lawsuit Owens has against him. Shane says that they have thought up a resolution that he could keep Owens tied up in court with his vast interests, or they can drop the lawsuit and Shane will also drop the $100,000 fine. Shane offers his hand and says, "Let's clean the slate." Owens says Shane is a real idiot, and he doesn't get it. Owens says the court stuff and the lawyers make him sick. The only thing making him sicker is Shane in the locker room because he doesn't belong there. Owens goes on and says, this lawsuit is about getting under Shane's skin and getting what everyone has wanted all along. You see Shane's butt get fired. Shane asks what his decision is. Owens proposes one final match between the two. Shane wins. He drops the lawsuit. Shane's fired, and we never see him again. Owens wins, then Shane is gone from WWE. Shane asks what the catch is. Owens says there is no catch, but he wants a kind of match where he can hurt Shane, and Shane can have the same opportunity. Owens wants Shane's lawyer to draw the documents up, put them in a briefcase, and let's have a ladder match. Owens' music hits, and that's the end of the segment. And it exits the ring. Kayla Braxton backstage with the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, who asks her about the upcoming Hell in a Cell match with Sasha. Banks suddenly attacks Becky from behind and beats her down. Banks manhandles Lynch some and uses the steel of a fence against her backstage. WWE officials rush to break things up, forcing Banks to back off. Smackdown goes off the air with Banks standing tall over Becky, who sells the beatdown. Well, we had some with a fence type of thing when can't think of her name right now, but when she made her debut. This week's 205 Live main event saw WWE NXT Superstar Danny Burch making his debut for the brand. Burch and O'Day Lorcan teamed up to defeat Tony Nese and WWE Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak in tag team action. It can be found in this link. And the show starts off with a live intro song. Vic Joseph, Aiden English, and Gio Madden, the new guy, in the second week. Welcome back to another edition of 205 Live. Tonight's show takes place from San Francisco. Humberto Carrillo was out first for the opening contest. Angel Garza is second. As they face off, tie up, Garza forces Carrillo to the corner. Referee separates him and they reset. Garza goes to give a fan a high five, then burns him by leaving him hanging. Back in the ring, Garza takes Carrillo down and applies a headlock. Carrillo tries to get to his feet to break the hold. Garza muscles him back down. Carrillo transitions into a wrist lock, but Garza retains control by picking the leg. Pace picks up. Garza nails a Frankensteiner. Carrillo lands on his feet. Both men trade arm drags. Quick pinfall attempts. Garza offers a handshake to Carrillo, and he kicks it away. Garza stops the action. Tear away pants to the delight of the crowd. Basement drop kick from Garza sends Carrillo to the ringside. Garza follows up with a moonsault. Carrillo connects with a few punches to the gut. Garza shakes it off, traps Carrillo in the corner, drop kick to the knee. Handspring maneuver from Carrillo, but Garza catches Carrillo with a drop kick to the back. Modified chin lock is in as Garza attempts to wear Carrillo down. Carrillo begins mounting a comeback. Stiff elbow rocks Garza. Carrillo hits his signature handspring arm drag, then nearly wins the match with a standing moonsault. Garza goes to the outside to recover. Carrillo takes him out with a twisting choke con hilo. Back inside, Carrillo climbs, missile drop kick for a near fall. He goes up top again, but Garza swings out his leg and drop kicks Carrillo's gut. Boom, drop kick in concession. Covers only gets a 2. Carrillo to the apron, roundhouse lands. Carrillo goes to the top again. He moonsaults and lands on his feet. He picks Garza up in a standing surfboard stretch. Garza reverses and applies a submission himself. Both men off the ropes. They collide hard. Crowd gives him a loud ovation. Springboard moonsault from Garza for a 2 count. He charges. Carrillo moves and Garza hits the ring post. Aztec press from Carrillo. It's over. Roberto Carrillo wins by pinfall. Carrillo celebrates, applauding his cousin for giving him a great matchup. Commercial for Connor's Cure featuring WWE Superstar Roman Reigns, followed by an advertisement for a Raw season premiere. That's the same advertisement they've been doing for the last couple of weeks with the kid, who then asks Reigns, "Did I do a good job?" Yeah, you did. Commentary takes us back to last week's 205 Live with Brian Kendrick attacked his friend Carol Tozawa for another heel turn with a kendo stick after already assaulting Jack Gallagher. Cut to an interview with Kendrick. He says that there's an epidemic consuming the 205 locker room, and it's an epidemic of disrespect. He says that the locker room forgets that he knocked down barriers for them to even be in the WWE, and that he hasn't received a title shot in nearly 3 years, despite being a former champion and veteran. It's time for everyone to remember what respect looks like. Main event time, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are out first. Tony Nese and the champ, Drew Gulak, were out second. Here we go. Burch and Gulak begin. Tie up, Burch with a wrist lock. He switches to a headlock. Gulak rolls him across the mat, but Burch doesn't release the hold. Gulak bounces him off the ropes. Shoulder block, but no one budges. Lorcan tags in and hits a big chop. Burch and Lorcan utilize quick tags to wear the champ down. Gulak eventually tags out, and he and Nese take control by beating down Burch. Lorcan comes in, nailing Nese with a running uppercut. He lays some stiff shots into Gulak as well. Nese eyes rake Lorcan, then connects with a signature springboard moonsault for a near fall. Gulak picks up the pieces and smashes Lorcan's face off the turnbuckles. Now the heels make quick tags. English calls Gulak the stretch executioner of the division. Modified camel clutch from Nese. Double back suplex by Nese, and Gulak covers only gets a 2. Eventually, Lorcan creates a separation and tries to tag in Burch, but Gulak cuts him off with a standing guillotine. He sends him off, and in comes Burch. Burch strings together his offense, including a running lariat, uppercut, middle rope dropkick. For some reason, he tags Lorcan right back in to the match. Burch and Nese get dumped to ringside. Lorcan traps Gulak in a single leg crab. Nese goes to break it up, but Burch catches him in the crossface. Burch picks Gulak up for a doomsday device. Gulak falls forward and pushes Burch into Lorcan. Fosbury Flop takes out Lorcan. Gulak powers out Burch Nites with a 450. Lower Can breaks up the pin. Burch headbutts Nites. Lower Can decapitates the champ with an uppercut. Doomsday uppercut device. Nites kicks out. Assisted DDT from Burch and Lower Can. And that'll do it. Ode Lower Can. And Danny Burch win by pinfall. Burch and Lower Can celebrate their victory. Glock and Nites quickly flee up the entrance ramp, and that ends the show. And that concludes my results for this week's SmackDown 205 Live. See you want to be up. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.